Welcome to Farm Talk, where we look at issues that affect agriculture and ranching here in the natural state. Brought to you by Heritage Agriculture. Here is your host, Mike Linton.
Welcome to Arkansas Farm Talk. I'm your host, Mike Linton. My guest today is Mr. Trail Evans, Sales Manager for the Southern Region, Krone North America, and Mr. Don Woodley, Krone Dealer Development Manager, as well as Territory Manager for Arkansas and East Oklahoma. Welcome to Arkansas Farm Talk.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you for the introduction, Mike, and also thank you for inviting Don and I to be here today. We're very excited to be here.
Well, you know, Krone's a big deal in our part of the business. We've been Krone dealers for a long time. We just want to make sure that, you know, we introduce our farmers and ranchers to Krone. I know they already know about them, but, you know, we just want to introduce them a little bit more, tell them a little bit more. But first things first, Trail, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, I live now in Middle Tennessee, and I've been in the farm equipment business, well, actually too long to count, but but it's a great business. I started with Krone in 1999, and before that I worked for one of the major companies. So I've spent my whole career in farm equipment, and it's been a really good job, really like it. Yeah. There's a couple of things I can say about the farm equipment business. First of all, you've got plenty to do. The whiteboard is always full. And the second thing is you're never bored. So it's like every day is a new adventure.
Every day.
So yeah, it's been a great business. I really enjoy it. The people we work with, our company, just really an awesome dynamic.
Yeah, Krone does a great job. Don,
well, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a little bit different than Trail, obviously. But I've lived in the Memphis area all my life, and I actually came from a distribution background and started with Krone 12 years ago managing their parts warehouse. Okay. And over the years, moved into the order management for our whole goods machines and now into the sales side of the business. So again, like Trail said, I've really enjoyed Krone. It feels like a family when you're working there. So.
I know you've been really good helping us. And I want to tell you how much I appreciate that.
Well, we appreciate y'all as well.
Okay, Trail. Krone is a German family-owned company that focuses on hay and forage equipment.
Yes.
Krone was established in 1906. Tell us a little bit about Krone.
Well, Mike, it's the classic success story that you hear so much about. It started in the village of Spella, Germany, back in, like you said, 1906. A gentleman by the name of Bernard Krone and his wife Anna lived in this little village called Spella. And Spella's in northeastern Germany, and it's like halfway between Amsterdam and the Netherlands and Hanover, Germany. But he was the blacksmith in the town, and he also sold like implements, kitchenware, etc. And he had a very good talent for repairing things, and customers would come to him and, you know, ask him to make products that would make their processes easier. Mm-hmm. And he had a talent for doing that, and it just took off. So here we are, you know, 115 years later, and Krone has grown into a company that actually has 3 divisions. We have, of course, the ag division, which makes all the hay and forage products. They also manufacture over-the-road trailers, so they have a factory and a distribution center there. Okay. And Krone also is a major distributor for farm equipment in Germany. So it's a very successful company, and we just entered our 4th generation of Bernard Krones running the company. So it's still a family-owned company. Wow. And it's a great company. I can't say enough about them. Yeah. They have such a passion for the business, and they're very innovative people. You know, they enjoy, you know, coming up with new ideas and making them work more than anything. So.
Well, I know this. I know that their hay and forage equipment is the best of the best. It's as good as anything that you're going to run.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Well, I'm talking from experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
We feel the same way for sure.
Okay. All right, Don. Tell us a little bit about Krone North America.
Okay, well, North America, we started here in the late 70s and actually started here in Arkansas in West Memphis. Today, we are now still located in the Memphis area. We use that as our big distribution hub, but we've also grown to where we have a Western warehouse in Reno, Nevada, as well as 6 company stores now. What we got now, about 100 employees, and the large majority of those employees are actually in the field working for the dealers and for the customers.
Yeah. Well, I know Krone North America, you're big throughout the states, and we're very fortunate to have you in West Memphis, Arkansas, close to us.
Yeah, we enjoy it there as well.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, the distribution hub being right there makes it easy for transporting the equipment, as well as we got FedEx close by for getting parts out fast. So
yeah.
it
Well,
works
typically
really well.
we go and we haul our own equipment in and out. Is what we do because we're so close. All of our 7 locations.
We have a lot of dealers that does that, and it works very well. Cuts down on shipping cost and makes it a lot easier on us logistically to have dealers come in and pick it up. So.
You know, I can even tell you there's been times where, you know, we've needed a part or we've needed something and it's getting toward after hours and stuff, and y'all have set it out at the warehouse, and you know, we've sent some of our people over to pick stuff up. I mean, that's a big deal. You understand, you understand the hay business. You understand the forage business. And when it's time to go, it's time to go. We you know, once it's cut, then we've got to get it. We've got to get that grass or that alfalfa or whatever harvested.
And that's one of the things we pride ourselves with, is we're very customer focused. And I remember this from being back in the park side, is we always had people on call, and we would stop nothing short. I remember we put a guy in a truck driving a part to a guy that was down and met in the middle. So we go as far as we need to make sure our customers are taken care of.
Well, I know also y'all are great about going to the field with us, you know, because we demo a lot of equipment, you know,
Yes, sir.
and that's how you sell equipment.
Yes, sir.
If somebody's kind of uneasy or really doesn't really know, or I want to try it, and then we go to the field, well, you guys go to the field with us too, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, we're really strong into demoing equipment, because if you look at the cost of this equipment, it's a pretty big investment.
It is.
And we want to make sure that, you know, a customer's right with it. It's going to serve his needs, meet the purpose he intends it to meet, and it really works good. We'd rather have that than the customer have, you know, buyer's remorse on the back end. So
Yeah, well, knock on wood, we've never had that problem. Everyone's always been thrilled to death with their Krone, and once we get them in Krone equipment, then that's what they want to buy, you know. Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Krone North America. Welcome back to Arkansas Farm Talk. I'm with Krone North America. Trail, we've started talking about Krone, you know, a German-owned
Yes.
company, and we've talked about the North America side, Don. Okay, now, Trail, Krone has developed a strong following in North America. Can you tell us a little about how successful you were establishing the product line here in North America?
Well, absolutely, I'll try. And Mike, I think it's really a combination of two things, and it's something that we've talked about already, and that's the quality product.
It's quality.
And so, you know, you partner that with a great team, and you're going to be successful. And, you know, I've worked throughout the industry. I've had a lot of interaction with a lot of people. And I will say that the team that we have in place in Krone is probably one of the best ever. We all have a passion for the product, and you know, we want to make sure that the product meets the customer's needs and expectations. So I think it's a combination of the two things, the product and the quality of people. And we've always been a boots on the ground type of company. So most of the people that I work with, we call ourselves outside dogs. So we'd rather be out in the field with customers, and you know, than sitting on the computer back in the office. So I think that drives a lot of it. So, you know, the quality of the product, quality of people, you know, the passion that we have. We also have a big emphasis on service. You know, a lot of companies, they consider service as a necessary evil, and we look at it as a way to increase our sales. And we've sold a lot of products just on the basis of the quality of service that we offer.
You know, I tell all of our people, I don't care what role you play at our dealerships, we're in the service business.
Oh, absolutely.
We're in two things. We're in the relationship business, we're in the service business. Because people, they trust you, they like you, they're going to do business with you. But that's the first thing. And I can say this about Krone. You've been, you know, it's great, great team to work with. We have issues, we need help. I mean, there's never been a time that we couldn't reach out and not only get a phone call, next thing you know, well, I've got somebody walking in my office. there to help. That's a big deal.
Yeah, that's our team actually enjoys going with you guys to take care of the customers, to see what their needs are, and find the best equipment for them, and make sure that it's running right in the field for them. So we enjoy going to the field.
Boots on the ground, man. That's a big deal.
Exactly.
Right? Okay,
Mike,
Don.
I'm sorry,
go ahead.
Mike. Also, we've got our service people involved in sales activities before, and it's amazing, like you said. You know, the service people, they carry a lot of weight in the decision making with the customer. They really have credibility. So we've actually used our service people to help us sell equipment, and it's been very successful. So, again, we put a big emphasis on service.
Yeah. Well, I've been to a lot of service training over in West Memphis, and I mean, man, they do a wonderful job. And I know that you guys come to our dealerships, and we do stuff right there in our service departments too.
Exactly.
It's a big deal. Don, I see larger equipment being used in hay production. What's driving that trend?
Well, I think one of the things is it's just hard to find good labor. And so you wind up seeing most of the owners of the equipment running it themselves instead of hiring it out, which means that now they've got to cover large areas by themselves in a quick time. And also another reason is with the larger equipment, you can minimize your risk from things like the weather, you know, to get you in and out of the field faster. And you can also improve your product by getting it put up in the right time. If you have a small mower and you're trying to cover 100 acres, by the time you're done cutting, the other stuff is already ready to be worked again, and you wind up getting into a time crunch situation.
Yeah, it seems like weather's playing a bigger factor now than it ever has for us. You know, I'm in the cow-calf business myself. So, you know, when we have sunshine and dry weather, man, we got to roll.
Yes, sir.
You know,
it's hard to find 3 days in a row where you got good sunshine anymore.
Oh, yeah, our row crop guys are busy planting rice or soybeans or corn, and all of our cattle guys and hay guys, I mean, you know, they're taking care of their hay business and trying to get it in, get it out, you know.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And, you know, we was talking about, we really hadn't talked much about specific equipment, but you know, we were on deals last week. We closed several deals on big tedders last week.
Yes, sir.
You were a part of it. You were a big part of helping us on that.
And that's what we've seen is you know, a couple of years ago you would see our 4-basket tedder was the trend. That's what everybody wanted. Well, now we're seeing the trend where everybody's going with like the model you just sold, the 8-basket tedder. Yeah. It's got a couple of, you know, advantages. Is it's got the transport to get you in and out of multiple fields, but again, it's covering, you know, 8 baskets, so you're getting through the field much faster.
And I know, now, tell me if I'm wrong, but Krone has the only shaft drive cutter on the market. Is that not correct?
Yes.
Okay. Everything else is belt drive. And that works fine in a lot of situations, but my experience, because I've owned several myself, you know, that helps you get started earlier in the morning. That helps you cut later in the evenings, especially when there's a heavy dew or whatever. That's a big deal.
Absolutely, you know? And it also reduces the operating costs because, you know, typically a belt's a consumable, and that's a consumable that we eliminate on one of our products. So, from an operations standpoint, it's very beneficial.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of shaft drive cutters. I can tell you that, and a lot of our customers are. So
that's been a big selling feature for us on the mowers.
It has. Okay, Trail. There is a trend toward more wrapped bales. Okay, can you tell us the advantages and disadvantages of wrapping hay bales?
Yes, actually.
Or silage bales.
It's yes, haylage bales. We're actually seeing more of a trend for this evolve, and there's a couple of reasons for it. Traditionally, it's been considered something a dairy does, and it's been big in Europe, but it's beginning to make inroads here in the United States. And there's a couple of reasons for it, and I think the most important is, like we've already talked about, when the crop is ready, the weather isn't. So, you know, you're trying to get that crop down to do dry hay to 15%. Typically in this area, hay's really ready to cut the first week in May. And, you know, the weather won't let us do it until, you know, the middle of June. Yeah. So if you can go in and wrap it, you're typically wrapping at 60% moisture, then you can get it up. You've eliminated the possibility of the crop ruining because it's getting rained on, for example. And you also can get faster regrowth for the second cutting. So there's really some advantages to it, and I would say that's probably the most important one.
I can tell you the quality of feed is second to none also.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it goes through a heat cycle, and then but then when you have that silage or that haylage, just depends on what you want to call it, depends on what you put up. But we've actually been feeding some before, and we've had cattle at the feed bunks on feed. Leave the feed bunks, leave the feed, and come to the silage.
Yes.
That tells you a lot about the quality of feed that it really produces.
And basically what you're doing is like taking cabbage and making kraut out of it, and they love it. They absolutely love it. They fight each other to get to it.
Oh, they do. Hold that thought. We'll be right back with Krone North America. Welcome back to Arkansas Farm Talk. I'm with Krone North America. Okay, Don, we've talked about a lot of stuff. Now let's talk specific about equipment. We've hit on the shaft drive cutters. We've talked about some of the bale wrappers and stuff. Tell me about the different equipment models Krone has to offer here in North America, especially Arkansas.
We have equipment to cover anybody, from the small farm, the guys doing it on the weekend, all the way up to the very large farms. Our mowers, we got anywhere from a 6.5 foot mower all the way up to a 450 horsepower self-propelled mower that can cut 32 foot at a time. Tedders are the same way. We got 4 basket tedders all the way up to an 18 basket tedder. So rakes, we got 12 foot rake all the way up to a 62 foot rake. And then our round balers, we have a full range of variable chambers. Also, we got a bunch of fixed chamber balers, and then we can go into the large square balers, a 3x3 bale, 3x4, and a 4x4. And then our largest is more out west, not really Arkansas, but we do have forage harvesters anywhere from a 480 horsepower all the way up to an 1180 horsepower.
Okay. What's the most popular size cutter? I know what we sell, but what's the most popular size cutter you sell?
The 9'2".
9 foot? Okay. And then it jumps to a 10.6?
Yes.
Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We've seen trends, where it goes up and down, and it fluctuates from one year to the other, but for the most cases, the 9 foot's our most popular seller.
Yeah, 9 foot, the 9'2", and the 10'6".
Right.
Are the most popular two that we sell.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Now, like I said, we hit on just a second ago, we've sold some big tedders last week.
Yes, sir.
So that seems to be trending where people want to see, they want to cover more ground faster.
Exactly.
Yeah, our 4 basket tedder is probably still the most popular at this point. But again, like I said, there's 6 basket tedders in there, but the 8 basket tedder is quickly growing to where they're becoming more popular. Again, it's got the durable transport chassis on it, so you can pull it down the road at road speed, and you're not on the little small tedder wheels.
Yeah.
And in 8 basket, you can cover a large area quickly.
Sure. So. Now, tell me the difference in the hay balers. There's a variable chamber. There's a fixed chamber. What's the difference there?
With the fixed chamber, take a 4x5 bale, you're going to get a 5-foot bale no matter what you do with it. Okay. The only thing you can change is the density of the bale. With the variable chamber, you can take a 4x5 bale and you can adjust the size of the bale, and that's really good when you're getting down to the end of the field. With a variable chamber, you might just have to dump it and feed that right then.
Yeah.
But I mean, with the fixed chamber, but a variable chamber, you could roll a 2-foot roll.
Yeah.
So it's got some good advantages to that.
Yeah. A fixed chamber baler, basically it makes the bale from the outside inwards. So it's got a real heavy outer shell to shed the water, the rain. But the inside of the bale is still a little bit loose, and most of the livestock actually prefer, if you put both of them in the field, a fixed chamber bale versus a variable chamber, they will automatically go to the fixed chamber because it's so palatable to them. They can pull the crop out from the center of the bale, and it mimics grazing for them.
Yeah.
But here, fixed chamber market, it's very small here, maybe 10% of the market.
Yeah.
But
variable
if you go,
chambers king.
Absolutely. But if you go in Europe, for example, in Germany, fixed chamber balers are 56% of the market.
Wow.
So we try to give get people to look and consider, you know, a fixed chamber baler, because there are some merits to it.
Yeah, well, I know they have some awesome hay balers, you know, because I've run kind of all of them. Any new product offerings we need to hit on?
Well, you know, Mike, one of our marketing terms is cutting edge technology, and that's something where we walk the talk on it. In the past 3 years, every product segment, we've either completely revamped it or added to it. And probably our latest offering is the Berry Pack baler. And we spent the last 5 years here in the U.S. developing it. It's a dry hay baler. It's available in 2 models, a 4x5 or a 4x6.
Yeah, we've got some on order.
Awesome, awesome. And it's a very impressive baler, and there's a couple of things that really make it impressive. The performance of the baler. It's a very high speed, high capacity baler. And what we've done is we've increased the cycle time on the tailgate, where it ties, opens the tailgate, closes very quickly, dumps the bale, so you don't have any downtime as far as you know, stopping to tie and dump and everything. So the cycle times are very fast. And the biggest thing is we have an adjustable density in the bale. So we have 3 zones inside the bale. So the center, you can adjust it from 0 to 100% pressure. And then you have the middle of the core, you can do the same, and then the outer core. So what a lot of people do is they will decrease the density on the center and run the center chamber, center density zone at like 50% and then 100% on the outer. And that gives you a bale that's easy to spear and easy to move. Yeah. And you can also change the density so that if you're baling for someone and they want a bale that weighs 1,000 pounds, you can adjust it to get that weight. So,
well, I know we've got great deals going right now on all of our Krone hay equipment, and I want to thank both y'all for everything you do for all the farmers and ranchers here in the natural state.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll see you next week on Arkansas Farm Talk. Come and call one of our locations about Krone hay equipment today.
Thank you for watching Arkansas Farm Talk.